Welcome you all. Now let us solve some numericals related to that, the unsymmetrical fault. So before proceeding to the numerical, we should remember the concept of the sequence network diagram and the expression for the fault current, okay, in terms of the sequence quantities for line to ground, double line to ground and three-phase fault, especially without considering the fault and with considering the fault. So because based on these concept only we are going to solve the numericals. Unnecessary calculating all the parameters and finding the fault current is not necessary. We should keep it in a mind. So what expression is necessary to solve the particular numericals. So let us consider that one of the numerical is a salient pole generator without dampers is rated 20 MVA, 13.8 kV and has subtransient reactance of 0.25 per unit. So this is given in per unit. The negative and zero sequence reactances are given 0.35 and 0.1 per unit respectively. And the neutral of the generator is solidly grounded. So this is important, okay, whether it is grounded or not, and calculate the fault current, okay, and we have to see to that. So what he is asked, whether he asked the fault current, okay, or the absolute value or per unit value, okay, and when the single line to ground fault takes place. So this is very important because based on this only we are going to solve the numerical what kind of the fault it is, okay. Fault occurs at the terminals of the generator. Assume pre-fault current is 0. Okay, this is another condition. Okay, so here it is single line to ground fault. We need to calculate the fault current and assuming that the pre-fault current is 0. Okay, so let us solve some based on these parameters. Okay, we should know that it is a single line to ground fault. So for the single line to ground fault, the interconnection sequence diagram which is connected in series, okay, because it is consisting of the three component, that is 0, positive and the negative sequence are connected in series, okay. So this is for the positive, this is nothing but consider as it is VA, okay, VA1, okay, it is VA2, okay, and this is VA0, okay. So here this is for positive, this is for negative and this is for 0, okay. So here directly he has given that what is the value of positive, negative and 0, okay, and sometimes what they will give in terms of ohm. We have to convert it into terms of the per unit values, okay. So EA is 1. How do you say it is EA1? EA is equal to 1 per unit because we are assuming that pre-fault current is 0 and there is no change in the value, there is no change in actual and the base values, okay. We are assuming that what is the voltage, terminal voltage is 13.8 and also there is a new change in voltage also 13.8, okay. 13.8 divided by 13.8 we will get 1 per unit. So that's why we are considering this is EA is equal to 1 per unit. So this is very important. Then this is the expression for the Z1 or you can consider it is X1, whatever the thing, okay. So that is for positive impedance or the positive reactance value is, it is 0.25. So we know that subtransient reactance is equal to positive sequence reactance, that is 0.25, and negative it is 0.35, okay. Substitute this is a 0.35 and for the 0 it is 0.1, okay, 0.1. So what actually we need to calculate, we need to calculate what is the fault current, okay, and choose the MVA base and KVA base. Actually for this problem is not required. Okay, make a better habit. So MVA base is 20, kVA base is 13.8. Okay, so this is 1 per unit. And so I will talk about this, the base current, later. Okay, we need to calculate the fault current. Okay, so before that fault current, okay, so based on this sequence diagram, IA1 is equal to IA2, that is equal to IA0. Okay, we know that from the sequence network diagram we can write this expression. Okay, so that is equal to EA divided by total impedance. This is Z1, Z2 and Z0 value. Okay, EA value is 1 because I told that it is actual and base values are same. 13.8 divided by 30, we will get 1 per unit. Okay, so substitute this value Z1, Z2 and Z0 value. It is 0.25, 0.35, 0.1. Okay, we will get 1.43 at an angle of minus 90 degree per unit. So this is in terms of per unit. Okay, so we have to calculate what is the absolute value. So for the single line to ground fault, the relation for the fault current, it is IF is equal to 3 times of IA0. So this is very important because already we derived this. Okay, it is 3 times of IA0. What is the IA0 value? It is 1.43 at an angle of minus 90 degree. We are considering it is the magnitude of it. So it is multiplied by 3 into 1.43. But we need to calculate what is the absolute value. Okay, how we are going to calculate this is the absolute value. Okay, so because it is a base current, what is the, how to calculate the base current? We know that. Okay, MVA. Okay, so MVA is nothing but, okay, MVA is equal to voltage into the current. Okay, voltage into the current. So this is nothing but in amperes, or you can write it as this is the value of the current V into I. So here I wanted to calculate the current. So what is the MVA here? The 20 MVA. Okay, 20 into 10 to the power of 6. What is the voltage here? It is the 13.8. But unfortunately I forgot to mention that that is a 3-phase system. Okay, so this is V. It is 13.8. Okay, 13.8 kV. That's why I consider 10 to the power of 3, and it is a root 3 is for the 3-phase system. Okay, so we'll get the value of the current I. Okay, and here you need to be very careful here whether we are considering the actual value and the base value. So here there is no such question about it. Okay, so 20 MVA divided by voltage is 13.8 kV, root 3 is for the line voltage, so we'll get 836.7. okay, so this is the per unit value multiplied by absolute value. You will get the absolute value of the current. So this is what the answer we got for this problem. Okay, let us consider the next one. A 3-phase alternator rated 40 MVA, 11 kV, 50 Hz is running at a rated speed and developing rated voltage. The generator neutral is isolated. Okay, so note on this, the neutral is isolated and double line to ground fault takes place on the phase B and the C. Okay, what kind of fault it is? Double line to ground fault. So when we look into the double line to ground fault, you should imagine that what is the sequence diagram and what is the expression for the fault current for double line to ground fault. So we need to determine the fault current in per unit. Okay, so given these are the datas, x1 is 0.3, x2 is 0.2, x0 is 0.1. Also find the fault current in amperes. Okay, we need to calculate absolute value as well. What kind of fault it is? Double line to ground fault. Okay, this is x1, x2 and x0, and the neutral is isolated. This is important. Okay, neutral is isolated. Okay, so based on this, what we can write, this is the diagram. Okay, so there is a double line to ground fault. Okay, so let us solve this. First thing we need to note down here, it is the neutral is isolated. Okay, so what is the expression for the fault current under double into ground fault? It is IF is equal to 3 times of IA naught. Okay, so it is in terms of IA naught. So to calculate that IA naught, we should know the interconnection sequence network diagram for this. So for the double into ground fault, the positive, negative and zero sequence network are connected in parallel. Okay, but here we need to see to that because the neutral is ungrounded. Okay, so what will happens here? So actual operation we know that. Okay, that is Z naught is equal to ZG naught. Okay, plus okay 3 Zn value. So this is consisting of Z naught value is Zg naught plus 3Zn. But here what happened, no? So this is the 3Zn, neutral is isolated. So we are not supposed to consider the value of Zn. So if it is not grounded, then what will happen? The circuit is going to be an open. Okay, this is going to be an open. But however, there is a presence of positive and negative and Zg naught. Okay, Zg naught or Xg naught, whatever the thing you can consider. Because of this neutral is isolated or ungrounded, so we need to open this switch. Okay, if this is the switch is get open, what will happen? The current is not flowing across the point 1. Okay, point 1. So actually we are supposed to consider the IA1, IA2 and IA0, but unfortunately IA0 is present because the switch is get open, means the neutral is ungrounded. Okay, so what will happen? The Zn is going to be infinite. So from this figure what we can write here, it is IA1 is equal to minus IA2. So that is equal to the total EMF, okay, that is EA1 divided by total impedance. So here this is nothing but X1, this is X2. Do not considering this is X0 value because it is open. If the circuit get closed, only the current is flowing in the network. Okay, so what is EA? This is working at 11 kV. Because of the 3 phase, we are writing this is the root 3. It is divided by root 3. And what is the total impedance? This is X1 and this is X2. This is 0.3 plus 0.2. Okay, this is 0.3 and 0.2. So we can write it as 12.7 at an angle of minus 90 degree kilo amperes. So because if it is the left ungrounded, IA0 is going to be 0. Okay, so our intention is that to calculate what is the actual fault current, because there is the fault which takes place between double into ground fault. Okay, so we know that what is the expression for the fault current for double into ground fault? IF is equal to IB plus IC. But here IB and IC directly we don't know. We have to convert in terms of the symmetrical component, that is IA0 plus A square into IA1 plus A into IA2. For the IC it is IA0 plus A into IA1 plus A square into IA2. Okay, here because IA0 is 0, how do you say it is IA0 is 0? Because it is the neutral is just ungrounded. Okay, hence it is 0. So this is A square, this is A. Okay, we can write it as this is A plus 1 plus A square is nothing but 0. Okay, that is nothing but A plus A square can be written as minus 1. Okay, so this is for, okay, this is A plus A square, this is IA2. So we know that IA1 can be written as minus IA2. One is a positive, another one is negative. So what will happen? The fault current is going to be an minus 0. Okay, so this is what we need to consider. Fine. So what will happens? Thus, the fault current is zero, both in per unit and absolute values. Okay. However, what will happens? It can be observed that the fault current in the phases are not zero because there is a some MVA and the voltage which is flowing. So resulting in there should be some amount of the current which is flowing. Okay, because of the presence of MVA in the kV values. So let us calculate independently what is IB and the IC value. So IB is equal to IA naught plus A square into IA1 plus A into IA2. So what is IA naught? It is 0. We got that is IA1 value is 12.7 at an angle of minus 90 degree. So what is the A square? A square it is 240. This is the value for the angle because A square is subjected to the 240 degree. Okay, and also we got this IA2 value. Okay, what is IA1? That is equal to minus IA2. So if it is a positive, this is going to, if it is negative, this is going to be positive. Okay, one is opposite to that because IA1 is equal to minus IA2. Okay, so this is plus 90 degree. What is A value is 120. Okay, substitute this, do the simplification, we will get minus 21.98 kilo amperes. Similarly for the IC, it is IA0 plus A into IA1 plus A square into IA2. Substitute these values, you will get plus 21.98. In other words, no need to calculate this IA1, IA2 and the A and the A square value because we got the value of the fault current is 0. If it is the positive IB value, absolutely IC value should be opposite to that of the positive for the IC. It means that if it is negative, this should be positive to get the value of the fault current. Let us consider the another type of numerical, that is a three-phase 50 MVA 11 kV star connected neutral solidly grounded generator operating on an no load at rated voltage. The following sustained values of fault current for the fault are specified. So before solving this, we should note down these values. The three-phase fault value, it is 2000 amperes. Line to line fault, it is 1800 amperes. Line to ground fault, it is 2000 amperes. And we need to determine the three sequence reactances in ohm and per unit. Okay, so I told that we should know it is a three-phase. Okay, 50 MVA 11 kV. Okay, and for the three-phase fault it is 2000, line to line fault it is 1800, double line to ground fault it is 2000 amperes. We need to determine the three sequence reactances, that is x1, x2 and x0. So before proceeding to, means before solving this problem, we should remember what is the expression for the fault current for the three-phase fault, line to line fault and double line to line to ground fault, means single line to ground fault. And also you should imagine that what is the sequence interconnection sequence diagram for these three things. Okay, so let us consider that the first type of fault that we are considering, it is three-phase fault. It is 2000 amperes. So in a balanced symmetrical short circuit, only positive and negative sequence voltage come into picture. So what is the interconnection sequence network diagram for three-phase fault? This is the interconnection sequence network diagram. So it means that it is consisting of only positive sequence network. Okay, means the positive sequence network consisting of only positive sequence impedances for the three-phase fault. Okay, so from this what we can write, it is IA1 is equal to EA that is EA1 divided by Z1. We are calculating. Okay, what is EA? It is three phase voltage, that is 11 kV divided by root 3. So Z1 and X1 we are considering, or you can consider the X1 as well. So we need to calculate what is the X1. And we know that in the case of the three phase fault, that is the expression is IF is equal to IA1. So this, from where do you got this? Already we derived that. Okay, for the three phase fault, IF is equal to IA1. So it is given that the three phase fault value, it is 2000. From this what we can write, it is 2000. So from this, what is IF? IF is equal to IA1. IA1 is equal to what? 2000. Substitute this. What is IA1? It is 2000. Okay, it is 11 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by root 3 divided by x1. So substitute that IA1 is 2000 here. Okay, because IF is equal to 2000. Okay, substitute these values in this equation. Okay, in this equation. So that is going to be 2000. 11 in 10 to the power of 3 divided by root 3 divided by x1. We will get the value of x1. So from the three phase fault, we can able to calculate only the positive sequence reactance. So what is x1 value here? It is 3.175 ohm. Then consider, we need to calculate in, okay, look at this problem, that is determine the three sequence reactances in ohms and per unit. We need to calculate in per unit. We know the formula, x1 in per unit can be written as x1 in ohm into MVA base divided by kV base square. Okay, what is MVA base is 50. What is the voltage? It is 11 square. Okay, we will get 1.31. It is per unit value. Do not get confused between x1 in ohm and x1 in per unit, because we are going to substitute this value of x1 in ohm, not in per unit values. Okay, remember this x1 is 3.175 and line to line voltage is 1800, line to ground voltage is 2000 amperes. Okay, for the line to line fault, okay, what is the expression for interconnection sequence network diagram? So these two things are connected in parallel. This is the positive and this is for the negative. Okay, so we know that what is the current is flowing, it is same as for the negative impedance. So we can write it is IA1 is equal to EA divided by total impedance. So what is the EA? Because already we know that it is 11 kV. Okay, the root 3 is for the three phase to a single phase system. Okay, that is Z1 and Z2 are considered as X1 and X2. And for the line to line fault, we know that, okay, this is important. This is what we need to remember. Okay, for the line to line fault, it is, okay, IF is equal to root 3 times of IA1. This is the expression for the fault current what we got. Okay, so and also it is given in the problem that the what is the fault current for line to line? It is 1800 amperes. Okay, so substitute this 1800 amperes here, and so what will happen? IA1 will going to become IF divided by root 3. Okay, so IA1 is nothing but 1800 divided by root 3. We will get 1039.23 amperes. So substitute this 1039.23 amperes in this equation. Okay, that is the value of IA1, and calculate what is the value of x1 and x2 value. Okay, substitute this 1039.23, okay, 11 kV divided by root 3. You will get x1 plus x2 is equal to 6.11 ohm. But already we know that what is the value of x1 from three phase fault. So from the three phase fault we got that is 3.175 ohm. Okay, from this we will get x2 values 2.935 in ohm. So convert this value in terms of per unit value. Okay, this is MVA value divided by what is the voltage. Okay, this is 11 kV, you will get 1.21 per unit value. Okay, consider for line to ground fault, that is nothing but single line to ground fault. So important thing is that we should know the sequence network diagram for single line to ground fault. which is connected in series. Okay, that is positive, negative and 0. Okay, so from this what we can write, it is Ia1 is equal to Ia2, that is equal to Ia0. So what is the source of EMF divided by total impedance? Okay, what is the source of EMF? That is 11 kV divided by root 3. Okay, and the total impedance x1, x2 and x0. And also given in the problem that, okay, what is the value of IF value? And in turn, what is the expression for IF for the single line to ground fault? That is IF is equal to 3 times of Ia0. Okay, in the problem it is given that fault current is 2200 amperes. Substitute this the fault value here and calculate what is the Ia0 value. Okay, hence Ia0 value, that is nothing but 733.33. Substitute this 733.33 in this equation. So that is nothing but Ia0 we are considering, and calculate what is the value of x1, x2 and x0. So substituting this value here in this equation, okay, at this equation, okay, so we will get x1 plus x2 plus x0 is equal to 8.66 ohm. Already we know that what is the value of x1 and x2. Substitute that, because from three phase fault and line to line fault, already we got the value of x1 and x2 value. Okay, from that we can able to calculate what is the x0 value. So convert these values in terms of the per unit. So we'll get 1.054 per unit.